All of a sudden, when the army is about very close, about 100 yards, they say, it seems like a fairy tale, doesn't it? It starts smiling and it says, I see. I see them. You tell it to any faith, fairy tale. Any ethnicity, it's a fairy tale. And everyone starts rejoicing and the enemy starts panicking. Or you tell it to your kids in New Zealand right now, in Australia right now, who are 10 or 12, you can feel this. This is why none of you guys can guarantee they're going to say fairy tale. None of you guys. That whatever you're going to ask for a prayer today or tomorrow is going to come true. The problem that Palestinians are crying about, that little children are dying in Gaza, is not America, Israel, or the UN, or Germany, or Australia for that matter. Let's admit the truth. The people of Gaza are suffering from you and me. We are the disease. This is as simple and as common a truth I can actually express. A 4-year-old child cannot deny it. Grab this guy, start beating him up, me and 10 other dudes, and nobody else does anything in the room, and then he says, you know, what's the problem? Everybody says, what's the problem? He's going to say, oh, those 10 dudes and I was alone. Yeah, you were alone, that's the problem. 10 dudes is not a problem. If my daughter, your sister, or little children of our own homes were to be in Gaza, we would realize the worth of every other Pakistani, Indian, or any other Muslim. As soon as we put our child in Gaza, we'll know the worth of every other Muslim. That's how you calculate the worth of the whole community. That's how simple. Everybody does that. It's not, I'm not giving you anything new. God forbid. Na'udhu billah. May Allah save our children. Because we do not know of what's going to happen to our kids. Because maybe the way things are going, maybe, because it's not going to come from outside Islamic circles. I'll tell you this right now. If anything is going to come against the Quran with enough power to shake the Muslim, it's not going to be from outside the Muslim circles. It has to be a Muslim. That's another statement of common sense I'm giving you. It's happened to many philosophies, groups, and communities. Hell, even a Shia cannot prove a Sunni wrong, and a Sunni cannot prove a Shia wrong. Only a Shia can prove a Shia wrong, and a Sunni can prove a Sunni wrong. To create that deterrent in the bigger number of people inside the community. We all know that. We are Muslims, we do not believe in coincidences. In our core philosophy, there are no coincidences. Whatever is happening is designed by Allah Azza wa Jal. Thousands of miles, a guy comes from Pakistan, literally. All of you guys, I'm talking about you, think about your own self right now. Think about the way all of this happened and you ended up in this seat. This is not a coincidence. This is not by chance. I was supposed to say some things and you're supposed to hear some things. This is not by chance. So something else is going on. That's what I'm saying. More than 1 million hours, literally, and I'm telling you a little less because I do not know the span right now. More than 1 million hours of public speaking are done every year. If it were causing any kind of change, this world would have been a way better place. So most of the public speaking sessions go to waste because they do not invoke two things. One, they do not install the right philosophical nodes, and number two, they don't really try to hit the right psychological nodes. I am going to use our common philosophy so I don't have to do that much work. I'm going to invoke the Sirah all the time, the life of the Prophet ﷺ, and I'm going to try and get you connected to that aura, that power that we all gain from through our Prophet ﷺ. Let me tell you a little story. Tell me what it means to you. Because in current day and age, I am guessing you're not going to get it. There's this big desert. Imagine that. Imagine this desert in which there's an army, Muslim army, who is looking ahead at the enemy, which is 3 times the number. There are 3,100 Muslim soldiers and about 10,000 enemy. Strong, well-built, shining silver armor coming the Muslim way. And this Muslim leader, Numan, radiallahu anhu, okay, that's his name. He's standing with the flag in his hand, grounded in the sand, and is staring right inside those shining armor of that enemy. All the Muslim soldiers are waiting when Numan is going to give the order. And I'm going to ask you the most simple question, no trick questions here. This is Islam, and this is how far we are from it, and this is why. I'll tell you, all women, you're going to feel this. This is why none of you guys can guarantee, none of you guys, that whatever you're going to ask for a prayer today or tomorrow is going to come true. If anything, all of us can guarantee that most of our prayers are not going to come true. And that's exactly what we're all actually thinking to our own selves alone on the Janamaz every single day. We have lost the faith in our own prayers. Okay? Let's not sugarcoat anything. We know that we don't pray with an anticipation of a high probability. We all know that. So Numan radiallahu anhu is standing, this flag is waving, and everybody's waiting for Numan to say, jump in. But nobody can, because this is the rule of Islam, that when the commander, unless the commander gives an order, you cannot do anything. It's way more critical than during a Jama'ah. In the Jama'ah, Imam says Allahu Akbar, everybody says Allahu Akbar. You cannot just say Allahu Akbar before. But this is not as critical as inside the war situation. So Numan radiallahu anhu is just standing, he's just staring, dead eyes, inside the ranks, and everyone's quivering as to what's going on. So one Sahabi, he just comes in close to Numan, and he dares to say, of course, the question everyone's thinking about. What are you waiting for? Mada tantazir. Mada tantazir. He hears it 3 times. Tantazir. And then he looks back. And then he looks up. And then he starts staring. And the enemy comes 300 yards inside the range. I was 12 or 13 when I heard this story. And I asked a simple question to my teacher. He was a Yemeni. And I asked him, because he was narrating, and he was, this dude had this habit of just going into the details. I'm not going into the details, okay? I'm just building up so that everybody gets connected. And I expect you guys to understand and ask that question too. And if you don't worry about it. I'm going to help you. Because I just want to understand how far are we from each other. Literally each other. Right now, right here. So, after the 3rd time this guy asks, Numan says, radiallahu anhu says, La ara riyaha, awnillah. And then he starts looking around and says, La ara riyaha awnillah. La ara riyaha awnillah. And everyone in the rank starts running inside the air. He says, I can't see the winds of Allah's help. How can I give you orders? And everyone's looking at what is Numan talking about. All of a sudden, when the army is about very close, about 100 yards they say, Numan starts smiling and says, I see the winds of Allah's help. I see them. And everyone starts rejoicing, and the enemy starts panicking as to why these Muslims are rejoicing. It's so close to attack. And everyone's rejoicing, saying, Allahu Akbar. And people are just trying to embrace that Allah's help has come. It seems like a fairy tale, doesn't it? You tell it to any faith, fairy tale. Any ethnicity, it's a fairy tale. Or you tell it to your kids in New Zealand right now, in Australia right now, who are 10 or 12, they're going to say it's fairy tale, even though they're Muslims. Now tell me something, before I assume that you know what it means. What did Numan mean, radiallahu anhu? What did he see? It's a simple question. What's going on here? See, the word is la ara. Ara means he can literally see, right? It's not about feeling it. It's about seeing it. It's not just faith. There's something else that they are actually structured into. I need you to get your hands into that machine so that you can structure yourself into it and your kids. But the way they've been told to us has 2 problems. When they're told to us these kind of stories, the storyteller himself does not believe in those stories. The Muslim does not even believe. Because if you're going to ask him, how did Ali ibn Abi Talib did this? Or Umar ibn Khattab said, no, go from the left, Abu Ubaidah. And Abu Ubaidah is 5,000 kilometers down north in Syria or wherever. And everybody can hear Umar ibn Khattab saying, no, not from the left, go from the right. And Abu Ubaidah says, did you hear Umar ibn Khattab? Everyone says, yeah. It's not just you. Everybody heard Umar ibn Khattab's voice coming from the heavens, literally, even though he was in Medina at that time. So even the storyteller does not carry the same belief. We're not trained into Islam. Big statement, isn't it? We're not trained into Islam. It's like, I'm the only guy. Huh? No, that's not how it works. He did see Allah's help coming. It is not a metaphor. He did actually see Allah's help coming down. What did he see? You want me to change the Sahabi, change the dates, change the event? Same help? You want me to do that? When a Muslim comes into his own core, okay, when a Muslim is come to his own core, it can be measured in numbers, literally in numbers. So Numan, radiallahu anhu, he saw the sky breaking down. Okay? He saw the sky breaking down. The whole heavens opening up. Abu Sufyan, when he was not a Muslim, he saw the same event happening when? In Badr. And you know what? He's the first man to cry. Jibreel has come for that aid of Muhammad. And then the Sahabas looked up and saw all the angels descending down. Okay, so it's not just the faith. It's not just the faith that you can see things. When Muslims are going to be in their own, which is their whole substance, their element, your element, the whole world's going to see. That's the problem. We're not primed to believe. I'm telling you, half of your brain does not even believe me right now, right here. Half of your brain. And the rest of the half is trying to convince the half of the brain that, yeah, you know what? It could be right. Because it is written. That's how big the problem is.